Hi, my name is Josh Sweeney with Epic Culture, and welcome to the Culture Check video series. We're here today to interview Gimme and their amazing team to learn about their company culture. Cory, thanks for having us today here at ATV. I'd like to start off just hearing a little bit more about yourself and Gimme, what you guys do. So take it away.
Absolutely. So Gimme is a HeSAS startup. That's a hardware-enabled software as a service company. And we connect vending machines and unattended retail points of sale to the internet. With that, we allow the people in those companies to make intelligent decisions about what they stock and when they go back to refill all the products that are out there.
Got it. So you're looking inside the vending machine with this hardware you guys build, or inside various machines now, I believe, to show them stock levels, what's being sold, what's sitting on the shelf or in the machine for a long time, and giving them analytics around that?
Absolutely.
That's one part of it?
Right. So, as consumers, we would see that when you get hangry, when you're hungry and something runs out, that's when our software and our technology, if you will, isn't being applied. And that's when you go up to a vending machine and it's been sitting there for a while and you want a Snickers bar and it's out. So what we do is we use technology to connect the people that own those machines back to the consumers. What are they eating? When do they go to make those purchase decisions? And when we can get in front of that, then we can make sure the machine is filled with the right products before you get hungry. And in doing so, we'd like to think that we're helping prevent hunger.
So what we want to talk about and what we would love to hear about from you is how Gimme builds an amazing company culture. So what you do and the tactics that the organization takes and the strategy you take in order to recruit amazing talent, right? Everybody wants A players, and also retain those amazing people. So when you're doing an interview, do you have something that is unique to Gimme that you convey to that interviewee that really exemplifies your company culture?
Absolutely, and one of the things that we have to look for is we are looking for people who are A players. We want people who are hungry for success and passionate about what they do, and we need that on our team because a lot of what we're doing in our industry compared to other tech startups, we're evangelizing sometimes the first technology in this industry. We're taking, for our customers, some of them are going from pen and paper to a technology to begin with. And so we need people that care a lot about the product and care a lot about seeing our customers be successful. And so it starts in the interview for us by looking for things that would indicate that this person cares a lot. And I don't think that necessarily comes through in a resume. And so we like to ask questions that are a little bit non-standard. And one of the favorite questions and answers that we've gotten from an interview was when we asked somebody, could you please describe the steps of playing a DVD? And we're usually looking for what type of assumptions do they make and can they list out reasonable assumptions. But this person did all that, and at the end of it, they mentioned you could also take a DVD and bang it against a desk as a percussive instrument. And we like those types of people. They're thinking outside the box, and they can see a little bit of humor and interject that into their work.
Do you have any culture questions that you ask during the interview process? Is there something that really gets to the essence of who they are, and does that match the company culture?
So what we try to do is we ask questions and we engage the person verbally, but we also want to see through demonstration and action what type of person that they are to see if they'll fit the culture. Because for us, we're an action-biased company. And we'll do things with that by inviting them to a group event. So part of the interview process is, if you will, the whole team has to be around, and we'll go do something like go-karting with them as a final part of the interview to see how they interact and see how competitive they are, and can they be respectful if they win, can they be respectful and professional if they lose, and we get to learn a lot about a person that way. And right after the interview, it's almost, we'll make the job offer, but the very first thing all of our team members do is they do something called an intense onboarding experience. And for our customers' lives, their lives start really, really early. So our customers' lives usually start between midnight and 3 a.m. So the first couple days for anybody working at Gimme, regardless of seniority or skill level, all people that join the Gimme team start out either between midnight and 3 in the morning, and they get on a truck with one of our customers, and they ride along there for a couple days. So that'll be days where you're waking up at 11 p.m. to make it to the warehouse at midnight, to ride on the truck for 14 hours. You're sweating, you're moving product, and you're helping the people who we deal with every day. Where you're helping our customer and we make sure that you're a good fit with them too. And it's just one of the ways that we check for action bias. If that scares you away, if you don't want to do 14-hour days for the first couple days at your new job starting at midnight, then we know that you won't be a good fit for us on our team.
That's awesome. I love it because you're basically making sure everybody on your team truly understands what that customer is going for or dealing with on a daily basis, and they get that hands-on experience. I'm sure that's invaluable.
Empathy. They got to have empathy. And when they come back, though, obviously that's a lot of grueling work, and they come back to the office and we celebrate them. And we'll have, their favorite snacks.
Give them a cot to get some sleep.
Let them get them sleep. Let them get some sleep. Then they come back, and what we have waiting for them is a team, the team, really excited to welcome them back in. We've got their desks set up with their favorite snack products from our vending machine. We've got their brand new tool set up, which for us, it's a new Apple Watch, a new iPhone, which right now is the iPhone X. We've got the AirPods, the iPad Mini, MacBook, and the curved, that you commented before, the curved monitor from Samsung. And we'll have all that set up, waiting for them. And we're really excited. Like, you made it. You made it through the intense onboarding experience, and you're one of us now. Let's get to work.
So before we get into the perks and all the Apple gear, because I know you're an Apple junkie, I want to take a step back to the interview process. What I heard was, if I were to interview here and get all the way through, I can go karting as the last part of my interview process. Is that correct?
Absolutely, yeah.
All right.
So
is that common across pretty much every position that you have, where you do some sort of exercise outside the office?
We see that as really important. We want to have a really strong and tight-knit culture. We're, if you will, we see ourselves more as a SWAT team than the initial police force. We have to have highly skilled, highly trained, and people with a strong tool set to go out, do something quickly, and then come back home. And so with that, with a smaller group of people where the expectations of performance are really high, these events like going out karting, or sometimes we've done military-grade laser tag, where you've got the great equipment that's all spec'd out. So it's a really fun experience. We'll do, if you will, high-quality culture events like that.
Very nice. So you mentioned going out and getting things done and getting back. And we had previously discussed, one of the perks is the ability to travel.
Well, we try to help them. Obviously, the objective for the business is what drove them out there, so we need to make sure that they're successful there. But outside of hitting success for the business, we want them to have a good experience while traveling. Their state of mind will influence how they're interacting with their customer, and if you are on the road a lot, making sure that each experience is a positive one, not a draining one, will help make sure that all of our team members enjoy the process of traveling. And so I know most recently we had a couple team members out on the West Coast, and the West Coast operator that we were visiting was near the coast. And so what we did, Evan and I, we upgraded the rental before they got there. So instead of a Ford Fusion or something very practical, out there the rental car upgrades are pretty affordable. So we were able to upgrade them to a nice convertible, and they're able to take it up on Highway 1 on the coast up to the customer. And while they were there, they got to visit Sierra Nevada. And so trips like that one get to turn, instead of just being we're driving up or meeting a customer, driving back as soon as possible and getting out of there, it's we'll land a couple hours early, we'll drive up the coast, we'll make sure the customer is successful, and then we'll take them out and we'll go to the big new Sierra Nevada brewery, and we'll have a good time together. And whether it's California or whether it's to some really small cities, if you will, Nowheresville or Farawaysville, USA, we try to make sure that each experience has something notable about it. And for us, that's also a reflection on how we can connect with the customer. Our customers are very geographic based, and they care about where they are, and for them it's not Nowheresville. For them it's their hometown, and they've been here for generations, and this business is how the family stays together. And us finding something to appreciate about each place we go to, I think also shows a little bit of respect for our customers too, in addition to making it fun for the people that go out there.
So earlier you mentioned you come in from working 14 hours a day on the truck as a new employee, and really getting a strong understanding of what your customers are going through and feeling and doing on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. And when you get back, you come back to a lot of swag, right? You come back to a lot of goodies.
Exactly.
So you're an Apple junkie, and when you hire somebody, they come back and they have everything that they need ready to go. What is everything in your organization that they receive in order to hit the road running?
Well, we build a premium product for our industry. So if you look at vending technology, we're up there with, we're not the inexpensive option, we're up there with the high value option. And so for us, we surround ourselves with tools that we think reflect that as well within other industries. So you mentioned Apple Junkie. Well, we use Apple products exclusively for our vending customers. And so we do surround our team with those types of products, the watch, the phone, the iPad, and of course the computer as well, because we want our team members to have an appreciation for what we're having our customers buy too, and obviously have a mastery for it as well. It would be, as a tech company, it'd be embarrassing if the customer asks, "Hey, how do I do this with their iPad?" And they're like, "Oh, I don't know. I use a Samsung tablet."
Right.
So it's hopefully one of the neat perks of being at a tech company, and specifically being at Gimme as well, is being surrounded by high quality tools.
So what other items do you want to share with the audience around Gimme's culture? What else is unique that you do for hiring, retention, incentivization? Are there any other factors that really are ingrained in your culture that you would like to share?
As far as compensation, one of the other things that we do, and maybe other tech companies have made this pretty popular, is we're not watching and trying to monitor and dispense time off. If somebody needs time off to do something, we don't hold that against them and track it down. So you're allowed, if you will, unlimited time off as long as the objectives are still being met. And with that, we also allow, if your work's getting done and you need to take off from the office at 3 p.m., that's fine. And if it's a day where we have 14 hours of work, obviously that's not the day you get to leave at 3 p.m. But if it's just a normal day and your work's done, we try to give a lot of flexibility to our employees. So if you need a day off, or if you need to take care of your dog or whatever and leave a little bit early, then that's fine as well. So flexibility and treating everyone like a professional is important to us.
Awesome. Well, I love it. And thank you so much for sharing all of this great information. And I appreciate your time.
Yeah, thanks for coming by.
Colleen.
Yes.
Thank you for coming in.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Appreciate the time. What is your role at Gimme?
I am the Director of Operations at Gimme.
Awesome. And as the Director of Operations, what do you feel are some important aspects of the culture that affect your role?
So for me, the main thing is being able to not only embody customer success, but to also have my team embody customer success. So we wouldn't be here without our customers. So the biggest thing is we're looking for people, and I try to have this philosophy as well that make friends with customers. They're still your customers, but build a relationship with them, build rapport. Make sure that everything that they need is taken care of, because it's, there's so many options out there in the vending space nowadays, and we really have to set ourselves apart with the relationship that we have with our customers.
So with that feeling that you're giving them, what do you do that you would think is or feel that is uniquely different? What gives them the Gimme experience?
365 24/7 support. So that means, if there is a problem, like their server's not working or something like that at 2 a.m., we're always going to answer. We try to have a 99.9% rate of answer as far as phone calls. So never miss a phone call unless, for some reason all of us are on a plane going somewhere like a trade show, that kind of thing. That's understandable, but that's the main thing, is always being available to help when they need it.
If we call your support as a customer, do we get somebody on the phone immediately?
Right, yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, that's what it should be. I mean, and those are the kind of people that we're looking for when we hire.
So with your role here, what would you say is your favorite part of the Gimme culture?
I think the main thing is that everybody not only respects one another, but we're all smart, we all are driven, and we're all able to respect one another for what we bring to the table. We all support each other with our strengths and our weaknesses, and what one person is good at, the other person might not be good at, but we know how to work together, we know how to collaborate. There's a lot of discussion between the team.
Well, I really appreciate your time. Is there any other items that you would like to call out or share that you think is important?
No, but thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you. So Evan, thank you for taking the time out of your day to interview with us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, well, we appreciate it. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your position at Gimme.
So I'm Evan Jarecki, co-founder and CCO of Gimme. that is the Chief Customer Officer. So I lead and oversee all of sales and marketing, but half of the battle with sales and marketing is also making sure that our customers are always taken care of. So this role kind of encapsulates both sides, new sales and marketing, but also making sure that customers are successful.
Well, when you are working in the organization and hiring people, what do you feel is one of the most unique aspects of your hiring process?
One of the most unique aspects of my hiring process is actually assessing the culture fit. The biggest part about our team is that we have a few core values that we like to stick to, but we like to ask interesting onboarding questions, things that kind of get people a little bit out of their comfort zone as it relates to our culture and being a part of that team. So for example, it might be asking by email something like, what does WTF stand for? That can kind of lighten an interview mood, but also give someone sort of a creative mindset to say, how do I answer this question? How do they want me to answer this question?
Right.
So it kind of gets the juices flowing. From there, one of the biggest things we do is have a team event with a potential hire we try to get everyone involved as a part of this event so that they can meet and greet with everyone on the team. And then of course, everyone's kind of just seeing how we all get along, how we work together in something potentially competitive or just something totally fun to see if we all vibe.
So when it comes to the Gimme culture, what are some other aspects what are some other things that you have seen done differently here than you've seen at other companies?
So I think one of the biggest, I would say, perks as a part of our culture, this is more of an onboarding perk, but are the work devices. So we treat the employee tool set as very important to our culture as well, making sure that everyone has the same devices, passwords are very secure, but we do that, we're Apple fans. So for example, every full-time hire has an iPad, an iPhone, a MacBook, and an Apple Watch, so that when someone interacts with a Gimme team member, it's very consistent. They have a consistent experience. They know how to get in touch with us by phone, by email. We like to keep that consistency, but as a perk of being on the team, everyone has a same communicative tool set. We can use the same channels to communicate within our own organization. We like that part of the culture. It becomes you have something ready as soon as you're on board. Here is everything you have to use at your disposal. Another part of the onboarding process, and I would say a perk as a part of learning a company and learning a culture, is what we like to call our intense onboarding experience. So in our industry, our users get up very early in the morning, sometimes 2 a.m. and work a 12-hour workday. So we like to throw new employees kind of into the pit with those users. But really the biggest advantage of that is learning what our industry is like and who our users are like from the very beginning. So that's the first 2 days as a Gimme employee. It allows you to embrace the culture. And as a part of a new hire, it's saying, then you can assess if you're a good fit for the company as well. So everyone's on the same page, everyone's been in the field, and it allows us to learn the industry very quickly.
Yeah. And do you feel that process, right? My understanding is that's a long day, those first few days, right? Sure. And it's some hard work. Do you feel that really sets the tone for the work ethic in the organization?
I absolutely do. I think that's probably half. It's a half and half. Half is learning the industry, half is learning who Gimme is, and why and how we work as well. But it does set the tone. You get back in the office, and then a 9 to 5, or not, a 9 to 5 or 8 to 4 workday seems like nothing because you've been up for 2 days straight at midnight or 1 a.m. or something like that. But while we're in the office as well, it's just something to keep in mind as we know what we're building as a product, but it's who's going to be using that product and making sure that we're delivering the best possible experience for those people as well.
Awesome. You mentioned the devices earlier, and I got to throw in a question because your business partner, Cory, well, he's not here, so he's not going to see this, maybe.
Sure.
Other than when he downloads it.
Yeah,
and
that's
watches
right.
it.
Not today. Yeah.
Is there actually an Apple device he doesn't own?
That is a great
Within
question.
released within the last 5 years.
That is a great question. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think there's a single device. Well, some of them are business and some are personal, meaning the HomePod came out and we pre-ordered one, but it sits in the office and can be used as a speaker for music for the office. But every iPhone, it's a sell and rebuy.
Right.
iPads as well iPads are our big thing at Gimme because it's also what we designed specifically for our application. So iPads are always in rotation. So it's I don't think that we're missing anything. We're pretty on top of it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, if he's the Apple junkie,
Mm-hmm.
what's your go-to item? What's your thing?
My go-to item, I do love the iPhone.
Inside or outside of
everything,
work?
right? It's everything. But I think the biggest difference between Cory and myself is that I'm a big gamer as well. So my go-to, my home personal device, Xbox is my thing. So,
Nice.
Outside of work, that is my device. That's my platform. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, is there anything else that you'd like to share with us about Gimme, about your culture, retention, onboarding?
Yeah.
Any other items that we missed?
I think one of the other advantages I think that we have is, it's an advantage. It's kind of a catch-22, I guess, is there's a lot of travel involved. Part of my job, at least, allows me to go face-to-face with our customers at certain events, conferences, trade shows, etc. I love doing those things. So I love being able to see our customers face-to-face rather than all remote communication. So that's kind of the beauty in it. At the same time, it can be demanding for time and weeks out of the year. But it allows us to be a little bit flexible because I think with a heavy demand on lots of time, lots of overnights and weeks out in the field, you also get to take a week off every once in a while and relax and kind of take the time to reflect. So it can be hit or miss, I think, for long weeks of travel, but having the flexibility to travel with everyone on the team, depending on who's the best person for this interaction or this job in the moment, makes it a fun place to work where you have the ability to see new places.
Yeah, I think the ability to see new places and really maximize that is definitely a perk.
Yeah.
Just, the experience that I understand that your team has through seeing all of those places sounds like the absolute best way to do it.
Yeah, I think we probably know all of the local and rural best restaurants throughout Louisiana, Texas, Ohio, wherever. Right. So, if we ever had a second business model, I think we could probably be a small Yelp for some people.
Down the dirt road, on the
we
left,
know all the
100
local
miles
spots.
out.
That's
that
right.
One,
that's
the
right.
Spot.
Exactly right.
Well, I really appreciate it, and thank you for having us.
Thank you for taking the time to interview us as well.